All right, folks, let's talk about account managers and if agencies really need them. On the surface, this role seems like an important one. After all, these folks are the ones who nurture client relationships, upsell new services, and ensure that projects stay on track. But here's the thing. Some studies suggest that having account managers can actually hurt your bottom line by increasing client churn and driving up payroll expenses. So we talked to a few agencies to get to the bottom of it. And we've come up with a list of 3 pros and 3 cons that should help us unravel all this. Account managers have one major upside. They're the ultimate glue guys or gals. When you've got a lot on your plate, checking in with your clients may not be your top priority. But account managers, they are laser focused on their client portfolio and give personalized care that results in better customer experience.
The reason that I have her is that I hired an account manager is because when you grow and you start hiring new people, what you need to do is you need to start hiring to correct the weaknesses that are inherent in you. And I have so very many weaknesses to overcome that was one of the primary ones.
Account managers are the ones setting deadlines with the clients, and when those deadlines aren't met, they take the flak. So they tend to keep the team on track, ensuring that the client-agency relationship is working like a well-oiled machine. Best of all, account managers can get so integrated that often clients feel like they are their own employees. This connection increases client satisfaction and decreases churn.
I mean, we're just lucky to have just such an amazing team here at Distl. The account managers are just feel so blessed that we have these team of account managers that just have the ability to build human relationships with our clients, and to, that's where it all starts, I think, is trust in the relationship, and that the communications are strong and reliable.
As an agency leader, you know how it goes. You're constantly putting out fires. But all that firefighting can't hold up client communication. This is where an account manager steps in. On one hand, by organizing clients by time zones and identifying any and all problems early, they make it less likely that a fire will start. On the other hand, they also ensure that the flow of communication is consistent. By keeping things organized on a day-to-day basis, they free up extra time for you to work on client accounts. This generates more man-hours per client and, in turn, a better customer experience.
Account managers help with efficiencies in 2 main ways. The first way is in assisting with approval and sign-off from clients. When you send off an email for something that the client needs to approve, whatever that is, if they don't get back to it in a timely fashion, without an account manager, you might just let that slide. You might let that sit because it's out of your court. A good account manager will realize that nothing's ever really out of their court. The ball's always back to them, whether the client hit it back or not. And so they can follow up and you can get a timely response. The other thing is an account manager is a good set of eyes into the client's business so that you can know what's changed, what's new, what's happening, and so that you can use that information to inform your strategy, because situations change for these businesses. And if you're just moving ahead, you don't know if you're on the right path necessarily.
Implementing systems to help account managers to stay on track with deadlines and client communication also leads to successful project delivery and satisfied customers.
We have a help desk software, and so that was a huge thing for us, because before our help desk, people would email in something to their account manager, right? Because at that time, that's how we were doing, this person had these clients, this person had these clients, and we weren't tracking changes as good as we could have been doing. So someone might email a change in, and it might take 2 weeks, and it might take a month, or it might get lost. So when we implemented the help desk, we were able to, so we guarantee changes will be made within 5 business days. Everything is tracked. Our customers, get a ticket, and so they know when everything's been completed. And that way, at the end of the year, or if we've been, meeting with them a couple times, we can say, hey, look at all the changes that we've done. And that really helps them know that they're getting the value, not just the traffic reports, not just the website edits, but everything in between is all in that, so they can see that they're getting value.
Historically, the role of an account manager hasn't been as clearly defined as, say, a graphic designer or an accountant. Therefore, you can make the role of your personal Swiss Army knife by defining it in a way that fits your agency's needs. In other words, While account managers can wear many hats, you can choose which ones should be on their heads.
You know, if you just do account manager and you're a bit of everything, we found that that's not something people want to do forever. And naturally, there are people who become your go-to person in certain areas. So we wanted to be able to kind of open the door for those people and go, well, there's an opportunity for you in that area if you want it. So that's the kind of route that we've gone down, you know, from people being here a few years and then going, well, what's next? Is going, well, you know, you can focus on more of a specialism.
While these three pros may make account managers sound like a no-brainer, there are some adverse impacts of this role that you have to keep in mind. Sometimes account managers kill their value by morphing into middlemen. To fix this, they need to be trained to work as advisors. The way they communicate is also key. The cold hard truth is that CEOs and CFOs don't care about impressions and clicks. Instead, they want to hear about sales, profits, margins, and market share. That's what helps their bottom line. This is where financial literacy comes in. Account managers need to know the numbers and how to communicate them in meetings. Many account managers have to be trained to develop that business acumen. They fill a lot of holes, and so to do things right, they need a lot of training. To make matters worse, all the training in the world can't fix a mishire.
There are many reasons why an account manager could fail at their role, but when you boil all of them down to their essence, there's really only two reasons, and both of them are your fault. Two things happened. You either hired incorrectly, so you hired the wrong person for that role, or you didn't train well enough. And both of those are your fault. And I'm not saying this to diminish their free will, but the tendency is to want to get the blame away from you, because as a business owner, you probably have a huge and fragile ego. And so you want to make it their fault. But the problem is, if you do that, then you deprive yourself of the ability to learn from that mistake so that you can fix it and move on. Because if you don't fix that problem, it's going to circle back around and you're going to have the same one over and over. And that's bad. You want to make new and exciting mistakes. So fix this one.
Which leads us to the next con of having an account manager. If an account manager has low likability and competence, they will tick off clients. In the world of account managers, this is a big problem.
Account managers need to be smart and diligent and understand the work you do. And that's kind of a given, but they also need to be likable. And that is something that cannot be ignored. If your clients don't like your account manager, then they don't like your company, and that's bad. The other thing is they need to know who they're representing at any given moment. So when they are talking to the client, they are representing your company at hopefully the highest levels and with integrity and all that. But when they're talking to you or the fulfillment team or the project manager, they need to be representing the interests of the client. And so they need to understand who they're representing at any given moment in time, and that can shift rapidly.
You're naturally either more people orientated or task orientated. So some people like to just get on with tasks. Some people like to speak to people, but they would find it hard to focus on getting tasks done. So it's going, well, what is the part you're good at? And you do that. And let's take away the bit that you're not so good at. And you know, that's not an insult to anyone. That's just human nature in terms of like some people work better in different environments, and it's just leaning into that. And equally, we want the people who are account managers to absolutely love and thrive off speaking to people all day, whereas that's not for everyone.
If an account manager has no one to answer to, they can quickly become dangerous yes men. You see, if they say yes to every client request without any accountability, they can quickly create unrealistic expectations. This derails the rest of the team and kills both morale and time. The big issue is that account managers are incentivized to act this way. After all, their job is to work for you and the client. This pulls them in two directions, and if they don't strike a balance, you'll take the fall. To stop that from happening, the reality is that you have to closely monitor their performance. And if necessary, you'll have to quickly intervene to protect your team from overwork and low morale.
You have overzealous employees who overpromise things, or you have miscommunications about what the customer wants and what we're able to deliver.
Given all the pros and cons, the truth is there's no clear-cut answer when it comes to hiring an account manager. You have to take a good hard look at your business and figure out what works for you. If it's scalability your agency is after, account managers may well be a necessity. Now we bounce back to you. Why do you have or not have account managers on your team? And what are their benefits in either case? Let us know in the comments down below. And while you're still here, here's a tip. If you want to do client reporting smarter, not harder, sign up for a free trial of AgencyAnalytics. You can find the link in the description below. If you're new to our channel, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and hit that bell notification button to stay updated with our future videos. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.